There's a moment in every man's life when the world feels like it's turned its back on him. When every plan falls apart, every dream feels distant, and every ounce of effort seems to go unnoticed. That moment, that's your lonely chapter. It's the chapter where the people you trusted the most walk away, where the love you thought would last forever breaks you into pieces, where the goals you worked so hard for slip through your fingers like sand. And in that darkness, it feels like there's no way out. But let me tell you something. The lonely chapter isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of your transformation. It's the crucible that burns away your weaknesses, your insecurities, your doubts, and forges you into something unbreakable. The world will try to convince you that this chapter is a curse, that the pain you feel right now is proof that you're not good enough, not strong enough, not worthy. But the truth? The pain is a gift. The loneliness is a gift, because it's in this silence, in this solitude, that you meet the man you're destined to become. The weight of the pain. I'm not going to lie to you. This chapter hurts. It's heavy. It's suffocating. It's waking up every morning with a knot in your stomach, wondering if things will ever get better. It's staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., replaying every failure, every heartbreak, every missed opportunity. You feel abandoned, forgotten, like the world is moving on without you. And the worst part? Nobody seems to notice. Nobody sees the storm raging inside you. But here's the thing. Nobody's supposed to see it. This chapter isn't about them. It's about you. It's about stripping away everything that isn't real, everything that isn't you, and forcing you to confront the raw, unfiltered truth of who you are. Pain is the sharpest teacher. It doesn't care about your excuses, your ego, or your comfort. It's there to break you down so you can build yourself back up, stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you ever thought possible. The shift from victim to warrior. Most men waste their lonely chapter. They sit in the darkness, blaming the world, drowning in self-pity, and waiting for someone to save them. But the truth is, no one's coming. This chapter is your battle to fight, your burden to carry, your test to pass. So, you have a choice. You can stay down, let the pain consume you, and let this chapter define you as a victim. Or you can stand up, embrace the pain, and let it fuel your rise. Do you know what happens when a sword is forged? It's thrust into fire, beaten with hammers, and cooled in ice over and over again. The process is brutal, but the result? The result is a blade so sharp, so strong, it can cut through anything. That's what your lonely chapter is doing to you. It's forging you into a weapon, a man who doesn't break under pressure, who doesn't crumble under the weight of failure, who doesn't run from the storm, but walks into it head first. Why? It all makes sense in the end. Right now, it feels pointless. It feels like all this pain, all this struggle, is for nothing. But trust me, when you look back on this chapter years from now, you'll see it for what it really is. The turning point. The relationships that fell apart, they taught you what you truly deserve. The failures, they taught you how to get back up. The loneliness, it forced you to find strength within yourself. Every great man you admire has walked through their own lonely chapter. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, faced betrayal and isolation. Yet his pain gave birth to the Stoic philosophy that inspires millions today. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in a prison cell, alone with his thoughts, only to emerge as one of the most powerful leaders the world has ever seen. The pain you feel today is shaping you into the man you're destined to become. The struggle you're enduring is laying the foundation for your greatness. And when you finally reach the mountaintop, you'll realize that it wasn't the easy days that made you. It was the lonely chapter. So here's the truth. The lonely chapter isn't something you survive. It's something you embrace. It's not a punishment. It's a gift. It's the universe stripping you of everything you thought you needed, so you can find out what you're truly made of. One day you'll look back on this chapter and thank it. You'll thank the people who walked away. You'll thank the doors that closed. You'll thank the nights you cried alone. Because without them, you wouldn't have become the warrior you are today. So stop running from the pain. Stop wishing it away. Lean into it. Let it shape you. Let it harden you. Let it transform you. Because when this chapter is over and the dust settles, you won't just be a man. You'll be a force of nature. And if this message resonates with you, then subscribe to the Midnight Alpha. Hit that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Together we rise. Together we conquer. This is your lonely chapter. What will you do with it?